Hello everyone, this is your old pal, Hannibal the Vanlife. Thanks for joining me in my early stages of van life. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to keep following along. Just got off work. I'm off tonight. This isn't usually the day I'm scheduled for, but boss man says I can go ahead and do that. And technically the schedule only showed me working that day. And I can come in for the 2 days that I always cover when the other guy that does what I do is not there. So I'm getting 3 days this week. You know, I'm supposed to get 4. They don't know what's going on with the schedule, but you know, it's definitely hurting me. But I'm off tonight. I had wanted to go try out this drive-through, not too far from that Bass Pro Shop we stay at. The thing is, you have to have an AM/FM radio to tune into the signal. My radio's, I think my radio might work, but I don't have the antenna hooked up. Show you here. I put this in about a year ago. It's a DVD player, touch screen. I had one in my old pickup truck and I really liked it, so I just went and put it in there. I don't really do a lot with it. I do watch movies every once in a while on it, but you know, if you're in the cab of the van, you're actually driving, you're not really watching anything. But I didn't hook up the antenna because the antenna plug was not the right size, and I don't really listen to the radio. I mostly use the Bluetooth connection or whatever and play Spotify like everybody else, and it's got a CD DVD player on it, so I'm not sure if I get enough of a signal. And at the same time, my speakers aren't great on this anyway. I've been wanting to change the speakers, but I was kind of hoping I could get permission to back the van into the spot and watch the drive-in, because it's just a big old gravel area, as I recall. So they say lawn chairs and stuff are encouraged and things like that, but if I could back the van up, then I could just chill on my backside where my bed is, move some stuff around just for, you know, I take the cat's like rolling litter box and put it in the middle section and stuff like that. And I also kind of want to come up with a way that maybe I can keep the back doors open and let the van basically have an entire movie to air out, which would be nice, and let the cats get some fresh air that way. And I don't think I have the time for that, so it's only $8 for the movie, and it's the new Conjuring movie that I've been wanting to see. But that's, and I looked up the little portable AM/FM radio that I like on Amazon, but it takes a day to get here, so it would come in tomorrow. I work tomorrow. Friday and Saturday are the only times that drive-in theater shows movies. There's 3 screens and they show their movies. So I might be able to do it the next weekend. So I'll probably stick a pin in it and do that. So I'm not sure what we're going to do today, if we do anything of note at all. But we do need to get some charge. The sun's not up that much yet. It's only 7 in the morning. So I'm going to go park at that shady spot that I was at earlier until 10. So the cats and I can chill and be cool. And then at 10, we'll catch some sun and see how much we can charge without running the AC. So we'll see how that goes. I'll keep you posted. Thanks for following. All right, I am indeed at that Winn-Dixie spot right here. It's in a shady spot. You see the sun's over there. It's fairly cool right now, so I think I'm going to take advantage, because sun doesn't start coming up till 10 as far as getting any kind of like solar. So I think I'm going to try to crawl in the back and get maybe 3 hours of a nap, and then we're going to go find a really good spot to catch some sun. Or drive. The cats and I might drive somewhere. I mean, we got close to a full tank of gas. I don't want to waste it all, but we could drive somewhere. And I got a few things I wouldn't mind checking out. I could go to a library. I don't know. I'll sleep on it. I'm a little tired. When I wake up, we'll figure it out. All right, everyone. It's a little bit later than I expected to wake up. It is noon. And we traveled over to the side of town where that Bass Pro Shop kind of is, a little bit further out. We are just starting to charge. I found some sun. So went from 66 to 67. The next couple hours are kind of crucial, to say the least. I'd like to get to 75%. We'll see what happens. But I'll show you where we're going right now. We are going to, well, it looks like they're doing some renovation on the sign, but that's called the Bama Flea Market and Antique Center.
there's a lot of great stuff here. I was really hoping to find one of those little AM/FM radios, little handhelds with a headphone jack that I could possibly use that drive-in, but I struck out. But there's a lot of stuff. You know, I guess I could say I used to be a collector. I guess I still am. I just gotta get that storage organized. Movies, comics, and toys are my main thing, and this is like a geek paradise right now. There's so many toy and comic book vendors, and there's movies just mixed in everywhere. This is definitely one of my more favorite thrift stores, and if you guys follow my channel at all, we'll be thrifting a lot. Great air conditioning and a restroom I can use. All right, I'm back in the van. I really like this flea market. I've been here, it's probably only my third time being here. They close at 6, and I want to say they're only open on weekdays, but I know they close at 6. So in the old days, especially when I had a regular work schedule, by the time I was off, I couldn't get over on this side of town to check them out most of the time. Tons of vendors. It's almost full in there. Lots of old tools, furniture. If you like vinyl. There used to be a really big vinyl vendor in there. He's not there anymore. If you like books, tons of just affordable books back there. CDs, dolls, old stuff, new stuff, video games, everything. I'm a geek collector, and I probably still will be. I know I'm still collecting Blu-rays. That's a thing that I collect because I can still watch those in the van. But one thing I got to do, and I'm waiting for the weather to cool down a little bit out here, I need to go to that storage and get everything as organized as I can. I have quite a pretty strong comic collection, but the last storage that I had, they came in from the top like Mission Impossible style, and they broke in, and they stole my stepladder to get back out, which I really hate. But almost all my Marvel comics were stolen because I had everything broken down by publisher. But I'm a DC guy anyway, so most of my DC comics are there. So I'm trying to get them reboxed and rebagged is one of my plans once everything gets done, and start cataloging a little tighter. And then like this place here has a lot of $1 comics, and I'm hoping that's going to be something we do for the channel, where we're going to check out some comic book shops and we try to finish out my runs of stuff. I'm trying to collect stuff basically from the 80s and 90s era. That's kind of the stuff I'm trying to do at some point. But you saw that storage in my previous videos. It's a mess. It needs to be completely sorted. I need to build some shelves and things like that. But once we do that, we'll have a good time looking at stuff in here. Like I said, I was only there really to look for an AM/FM radio, hoping to find one. Unfortunately, all I had were boom boxes. But I hope you guys enjoy the little highlight reel of things I saw in there that caught my eye. Let's see where we're at on the charge, okay? We were in there for a little under 2 hours, which is longer than I expected, but we are at 69%. So we're getting there. Unfortunately, we got about probably 30 minutes of good sun and it starts going down. So my hopes of hitting 75% are dwindling a little bit, but we'll see. Well, just got back from Walmart. I got a gallon of water for the cats, some hand sanitizer, because I haven't had any in this vehicle. I've been using it at work, so I figure I want some in here. And a spray bottle, going to make it easier for some, I don't know what you call that. What do you call that? Van shower, whatever you want to call it. I didn't find any used Blu-rays I wanted in the thrift store that I could watch tonight. So I'll still probably watch my Supernatural if everything works out with the charge. But I think we're going to do Chinese food again today. I'm craving it. They did a pretty good job over here. They don't give me the, it's middle of the road Chinese food. And usually they make up for it with like large portions. This was just okay portions. I'm a big guy, so I know I'm a glutton, but I think that's what we'll do tonight. But I'm going to go over to Dollar Tree and see if there's some kind of snacky thing I could have too. Anyone ever have Sunfresh? Basically, canned lemonade. Huh. I didn't notice that. This was a 0 sugar. You can't tell. Tastes just like a regular lemonade. No carbonation. Refreshing. Well, getting ready to go in this Dollar Tree. I have never been to this Dollar Tree before. In fact, up until a couple of days ago, I didn't even know this one existed. There's a Dollar Tree not 10 minutes away from here, close to where that Walmart is that I usually go to when I need Dollar Tree stuff out here. There's also this grocery store over here called Food Giant that I've never been inside. So I think the next time we're over on this side of town, we'll do some of our grocery shopping there just for something different and see what it's like. All right, going in. It's quite large. Very cold air conditioning. I approve. Too bad I don't have a way to heat food up. I would definitely be doing some pizza or something like that. In time, I have that inverter, so we'll see what happens with that. But I gotta put that floor in first. Once I put the floor in, I'm gonna make a cabinet kind of thing to put the refrigerator on and all that. And that gives more vertical space for the cats to play on too. I love combos. The only place I can get big bags is at gas stations now. Walmart doesn't sell them. I grew up on combos. Nothing like popcorn when you're watching television, right? These are the size packs I'm used to. I finished off that giant pack over 2 days, but green apple wallabies. All right, we're back in the van. That is a really nice Dollar Tree. I don't know, it's in a older shopping center kind of spot, but it must be new because the sign's not even faded over here. Cold air conditioning, fully stocked, nice staff, totally approved. You saw that I got some wallaby licorice again and the popcorn. I haven't had popcorn in a while. I was actually really looking forward to possibly watching that movie in the drive-in and getting some popcorn. So this will be the next best thing. I kind of miss my little air popcorn popper I had in my apartment. I also got, hold on, this glass bottle root beer. It's a twist top. Sprecher root beer. Fire brewed craft soda. I think once that gets nice and cold in my cooler, it'll be a nice beverage to have to change up from Coca-Cola and water tonight. Battery update. Batteries are at 70%. 5% more would be great. It's 3 in the afternoon. I am going to wait till the sun goes down a little bit before I get my Chinese food. So probably going back over to that Walmart side and just kind of park until we could get some Chinese food and chill. Pulled back into the Walmart parking lot, trying to get as much sun as we can. So I just parked at an angle where the panels are kind of facing that sun up there that's slightly behind the clouds, not the most helpful. Let's hope it gets us to 75. Currently holding at 70. So let's have a conversation about what's coming up. Keep in mind, I got over a week and a half before I make any money again. But I'm also, after tomorrow, I'm going to be off for almost 4 days when you really think about it. I'm going to be off Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. I don't go back in until Wednesday night. I really, really want to put, nothing crazy, a piece of plywood in on the floor, because I keep stubbing my toe on those 2 rails on my floor. I feel like it's cumbersome to the cats as well. So the idea would be to use my scrap wood to put in some slats, kind of. It's almost a floating floor, what I'm going to do, and put a piece of ply in that goes between the frame of my bed to my dividing wall right here. That'll make it smooth. I like to put a nice piece of linoleum across it, keep it waterproof, so if I take those little spray showers and things like that, I'm not worried about destroying stuff right away. I mean, I'm going to have 3 days to kill and be able to do stuff with. I'm really thinking about going ahead and using pretty much the last of the money I have for till my next payday to take care of that. Because what that'll do, once I have a floor in, I've got some wood. Worst case scenario, I get some more 1x1s, and I'm going to build this little frame that's going to give me a countertop space that I can eat off of, prep food, just a surface instead of putting everything on the floor or doing things laying in my bed. It'll give me a place I don't like the cooler being on the ground. I would rather it be almost level when I'm sitting, so I could just open up, grab what I need, and not have to bend over and stuff, especially with that pinched nerve that I have. So I'd like to do something about that and create some space to get one of those little 3, which I won't do right away, but get one of those 3 drawer plastic things they sell in the bin section of Walmart to give me some drawers. I like to get 2 sets at some point. One to put my clothes in. I don't have a lot, right? So socks and underwear, my And1 shorts, and my Reebok shirts for the most part. That way, once I clean clothes, I can fold them, have a place for them. The other one would be for my foodstuffs, like my foil wraps, my Ziploc baggies, my paper plates, my utensils, which is currently in storage. I have all my regular utensils and stuff, but I'm currently using plastic utensils. Excuse me. And a place to throw my canned goods and my dry goods, like, you know, chips and snacks and things like that. I think that'll make it easier to find, keep it out of the way, clean up the floor space a little bit more. I need to make a space for the cats. I need to make a space for the cats' water and food regularly, because I have kicked that water over pretty much every day. Because the cats don't like their water and their food to be in the same spot. So when I put their food down, I have their water in a separate spot. Same time though, it's dark there when I feed them, so stuff happens. So I need a set space that ideally is slightly off the floor, that makes it a regular spot for them to have their food and water, but also makes it a spot that, you know, reduces the amount of spills that happen in the back. So that's what I'm kicking around. I don't know. I don't have much money, and it's stupid to spend it on this, but at the same time, I've got 3 days to do something. And if I did this, it would chew up the days, and by the time it was time to go back to work, I'd have something that made life a little bit easier in the van. So we'll see. Stay tuned for that one. All right, going to chill in the van until it's time to go, probably over to the Bass Pro and stuff. Not going to run the air conditioning or anything right now, trying to get that power all the way up. But I am going to go ahead and hook the Jackery up, because I need to top off the Jackery. I need to charge the Jackery. I killed it, and the only way to run my DVD player is to use the Jackery's outlet, plug outlet. We're not really getting any more sun because it's moved basically beside me. So we're going to move the shade. We are indeed back in where those other Chevy Express vans were. A little wary, because if you look, there's a cop parked there. I don't think it's a big deal. He's either just posting up or he's checking out the stop sign. It is a Friday night, and there's a lot of squatter trucks here. You know, those ones that were big in Texas that they kind of, I guess, banned or whatever in Texas. Apparently
See, there's one right now. They're not like extremely squatted, so they must have like a rule that says how far you can squat them, but I've seen at least 6 today. Can I make an order, please? Yes. Cashew chicken and 1 egg roll, white rice. 10 minutes and we will have some Chinese food in our possession. So I'm gonna sit in the van and wait for about 10 minutes. To me, it's kind of crazy that this town actually has a lot of food in the area because they have Buc-ee's. So there's a lot of touristy stuff with Bass Pro Shop and stuff. So all these food places started popping up. So they have Taco Bell, McDonald's, Chick-fil-A, we just got a Whataburger. You have a Waffle House, Cracker Barrel, kind of pretty much all the staples you would think of. But they only have this one Chinese spot. And you know, it's not huge. You guys saw the video. And it's, you know, it's pretty much what you expect from that kind of Chinese spot, but it's kind of crazy. I've never been in any town where there hasn't been more than one Chinese restaurant. Like even in the little Shelby County, which is the adjacent town over in a little town that I stayed at in Alabaster and stuff like that, you know, multiple Chinese restaurants. Now they do have a couple, or at least one, like hibachi sushi place, you know, which isn't Chinese food, but 2 Asian food places. And this Chinese place has been here forever, you know. And review-wise, it's a mixed bag. It's not like it's so great that everyone comes and supports it. It seems a little more like people are, you know, it is what it is. I like this kind of Chinese food. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not the pickiest person in the world. This is kind of what I expect for this kind of Chinese food. To give you an example, like P.F. Chang's, I don't like P.F. Chang's. You know? Now, I'm half Asian, so I eat a lot of different, like, authentic Asian foods, but I don't like P.F. Chang's. I don't think P.F. Chang's, to me, it may even be closer, even though it's a fusion, to what, like, traditional Chinese food is, because they don't really over-season, but it's almost bland because they don't heavy season their stuff. So if I'm in a mood for Chinese food, this is the kind of stuff I'm in a mood for. I want something greasy with lots of heavy sauce, lots of salt and stuff like that. Like, that's what I'm looking for. Let me know in the comments, what is your favorite Chinese meal? That'd be interesting. I'm kind of just, lately I've been a cashew chicken guy, and before that I was probably beef and broccoli, and before that the safe sweet and sour chicken back in the day. Now Thai food, I'll tear up Thai food all day long. But let me know, what's your favorite Chinese meal? Food once again acquired. I'm a happy man. All right, let's start heading. We've got a couple hours before it's time for us to pull into our usual bass spot, but I want to pull somewhere where I can straighten up the back end a little bit for tonight. All right. 75 cents for a drink's pretty good. Food Giant, Ace Hardware, food, wine, beer, dollars on specials. Didn't know they were commingled, you know what I mean? It's weird, like the stuff goes all the way through here. Like, that's the Ace Hardware side. There's Craftsman Tools over there. Okay. Alright. Old-fashioned sandwich bologna. Yeah, these prices aren't that bad. I don't really need anything, but I feel like this feels a lot like Piggly Wiggly, for those of you that have one. But this feels a lot like a place that we should stop in next time and get our groceries instead of Walmart. This is a Food Giant with an Ace Hardware kind of built in it. It's very interesting. Their produce section is really small. Everything else is pretty good. Now, they do have like a lot of good ready-made stuff. They had like, I don't know how you would do this, right? They had 2 full-blown chili dogs made in the deli, cold. So I guess you would just microwave them, chili, hot dogs, bun and all. But they had quite a few things. I got a couple grapefruits. It was 2 for $3, and I've been craving grapefruit. I didn't find any grapefruit at Walmart the last couple of days. So we're gonna go slide over to Buc-ee's. I'm gonna get another beverage over there, and then we're gonna
chill till 9 o'clock over there, to be honest. This grapefruit is nice and cold too. Perfect for a hot night like this. Should be cooling down fairly quick though. I didn't expect it to be that chilled. Very good. I'm settled in at Bass Pro Shop for the night. Quite a few RVs, cars, and camper vans here. There's even a big old schoolie, very impressive. It's a yellow school bus, and it's got everything loaded on it right now. So I'm getting ready to watch my Supernatural, eat my Chinese food, play with the cats for a bit, and call it a night. These uneventful but still doing some things kind of days are kind of what I was shooting for. So the fact that I got to go hit the flea market, even though I didn't see anything I wanted, I'm going to get some Chinese food, and I got to go around and get a little grocery shopping done. That food giant was very interesting. So these are the kind of things that I'm shooting for right now. You know, my money is dwindling fast again, but again, hopefully I get paid